That's here today. I want to thank you for coming. I just want you to know this. Whatever enjoyment you get out of this, I got it 10,000-fold. When you find your passion and your purpose, your life is complete. You make me complete. Do you know why I'm with Lori back there? Because I can hug all of you, heart to heart. She is a spirit being that guides me. And she allows me to love you without trying to get in the middle. Because she knows that I'm going to love everyone to the most of my ability. Because I found the secret to get close to God. Love everyone. Judge no one. Observe them and go, not for me, but that's cool. You ever notice something? You've all been programmed that when you see something, you love it or you hate it. Why do you have to attach emotion to it? Why can't you just observe and go, one thing, all you're doing when you're observing, you're doing absolutely nothing else. Does that vibrate at a level that it's not going to bring my vibration, my frequency down? Nothing else. Vanessa, the thoughts you have, you know they're bringing you down. You're addicted to it. You don't need downers. I say this to her because I love her. I'm not outing her. Okay? All right? I'm not putting her down. I'm pulling her out and up. Every one of you have come in here and already assessed me. Those who've never seen me before, okay, let's see here. Let's see, what's he really up to? What's he really up to? You know, people think that I mention it for some kind of reason. I mention it because I want to. Why do I mention that Marketplace spent like $150,000 to $200,000, came down to Mexico for like, I don't know, four weeks to 6 weeks with a whole crew to try to pretend that I murder people? Think about it. They're just down the street from here. Where's the RCMP? Where's the cops? Where's the government? Just like they would do to me, your family will do to you, your friends will do to you, and the herd, the majority will do to you if you try to find your authentic self. And should you hate them for that? No. Should you love them anyway? Should you know that they will probably never come your way? Do you understand that you are you ready for this? You are a spirit being. You are infinite. You are indestructible. And when you're not feeding your spirit, this rots out. Do you know the majority of people here today that are rotting out? If we want to play the rotten game, I'll tell you why you're rotting. We could go around and show you. You're rotting out. I could take each person and go boom, 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 boom. Not to be a smart ass. This is not what this is about. You need to understand something. When I say together we are stronger, I mean it. What nut job is going to create a manual called the PDG free.com guide and put $200,000 into it and then give it away for cost? Who's going to create the most powerful health app in the world and give it away for free? Who's going to have the largest health library, okay, with master classes and then give it away for free? I am. And I'm dangerous to the planet. Do you understand that when you start to rise, your family will pull you down and you love them anyway? Because they feel threatened. Because guess what, guys? Just so you know this. And we're not going to get into the heavy duty stuff. We're going to get into talking about people, your personal stuff, okay? All right, not the personal stuff, but you know, the health stuff. And we're gonna show some non-surgical. We're gonna show that everything is reversible in this room. Doesn't matter what your condition is. You were taught it wasn't reversible. You're only up against a belief that is totally toxic and blocking you. That's it. Does everybody understand that if you take medication for any type of disease or organ problem, it will eventually kill that organ? Nobody gets that. Nobody gets it. Do you understand that when you take a medication, you're telling that organ to shut the hell up? Do you understand that in any relationship, okay, Lori comes home. She goes, honey, how was your day? Oh, shut up. I've had a bad day. You know? Or I'm just not I can't talk right now. Or I give her the cold shoulder because I'm all screwed up in my head. Eventually, that's going to lead to divorce. Eventually, what you do to your body, the same type of relationship leads to disease, right? And there are no diseases. It's being out of alignment with one's authentic self. Nothing else. You don't even know where your heart is. You've been sucking off of everybody all your life, trying to get them to fill you up and make you tankful. I'm tankful already. None of you have to show me any love. I'm going to get his information and I don't even like him. Okay, I'd say, welcome, have a seat. You never have to like me. The job is this. It doesn't matter to me. I'm not looking for an outcome. You don't have to go over there and buy any of the products, buy any of the books, or buy anything. You don't have to do any of that. I am not stranglehold by money. I will never ever not have what I don't want because I don't focus on what I don't want. You do. And don't tell me you don't, you do. Full of fear. Everybody in here, I can smell it. It's probably because you're scared of me. Let me just say this. Why can't you love yourself? Because we have 250,000 years of manipulation. People don't believe this. I believe this, but even if it's not true, just think about it. Maybe I made it up, but maybe it is true. I don't know. Does it really matter if it makes sense? The human brain was manipulated 250,000 years ago. Okay? It was manipulated that the subconscious would be 90% of your brain. So that from 0 to 7, you absolutely have no filters. You have no filters. Mom's so worried, so much anxiety because dad doesn't love her. Okay, dad's maybe absent. Okay, mom's maybe addicted to prescription drugs or drinking wine. Mom's just has anxiety. I don't even want this baby. Do you understand? I'm going to tell you something right now. This is the government, the medical system, and every system out there is to create dysfunctional families. You know, everybody's so scared to tell the truth. What are they going to do to me that they haven't done already? Okay? 3 times Marketplace has come after me. 3 times and you're out, guys. Boom! You need to understand something. I love my family so much, but I've never fought with anybody so much. I've never hated anybody so much. That's the truth. And most of you that have been married, okay, you know it. The first 2 years was a honeymoon phase, but nobody ever gets it. Oh, that was a honeymoon phase. No, it wasn't. It was the phase where you were both pretending to be something else because you needed love so desperately and you couldn't keep doing it, would kill you. So then when you went back to your original self, you found out your heart is empty, and then you started looking to see if the other person was loving you more than you were loving them. Because that's what you do when you're trying to be tankful and fill each other up like, or suck off each other like a nipple. My God, it's amazing we don't have to roll ourselves up at night. Let me tell you something right now. All the women in here, oh, when you go to school, I worry so much. You're all taught to suffer for everyone until you're around 40, 50 years old and you're a shell. There's nothing left of you. The men, we believe that if we go and we just get the mortgage paid, our job stops when we get to the door at the house. That's when it starts. It starts when you get home. And the reality is, if you didn't go out looking for a job and you went out for your passion and purpose and you weren't scared and you weren't so desperate for money, you wouldn't be working like a damn slave. You know, Dr. Wolf, I'm really going to start my practice pretty soon. I just need to, you know what? I'm going to tell you something. You do know that robots within the next 5 to 7 years will be taking 40 to 60% of all the jobs in the world. And guess what? Here's the deal. Isn't this great? Okay. And you live in one of the worst countries in the world. And I'm not trying to be a downer here, but you do. And you do. I mean, you will be paying 5-star prices in 1 year for a 2-star living. And that's it. It's all intentional. It's all intentional. Canada is leading the way with Australia. Okay. Those two countries are leading the way criminally. Okay. So let me make this perfectly clear. Do you believe that you were created by something great? That's something that created the universe? Then why are you living such a little life? You know, I don't do this because I'm challenging them. Come and get me. No, I'm trying to tell you I didn't do anything. And it didn't work because everybody that's awake, they just woke up all the people that are awake and they actually tripled my sales. But I had to put up with all of the herd calling me up and telling me that I'm a murderer. Or, you know, I was in Kelowna about 8 months ago and a lady spit on me in the supermarket and called me a murderer. You know, so the reality is this. What did I say when that happened? I said to myself right away, God, find her peace. She has so much anger in her life from somewhere else that she used me to vent. That's all. You know, I was over it. I was over it before it started. I know where I live. This is a fun-filled, life-threatening adventure. That's what this is. Oh, for God's sakes, you know, the lighting's not too bad in here, is it? Most hotels you go into, it's burning your eyes already. Okay, so we know that the 5G was only created so that you could download a movie 15 seconds faster. No, it was downloaded to bring down the population. So everything is about the population, but you got to understand something, guys, and please don't get this wrong, okay? But the same thing that created a cow created a human. Are you with me? A cow has a spirit. How many people know that rocks grow? Rocks have spirit. You didn't know that, did you? Most of you don't. And the reality is this, is that the cow means as much to that which created the universe as much as we do. You don't get that, do you? You probably don't. The reality is this, is that the people that actually run the planet will always get to run the planet. God's not coming to save us. There's not a savior coming down from the sky. There's no politician going to change shit. You need to change your life right in this moment, and that would be smiling. What I teach in my whole life coach course, and the last course we had was amazing because there was only 2 people that wanted to be practitioners, and all the rest came because guess what? They were on the edge of the cliff. Am I right about that? Am I right? Yeah, absolutely. So they all came because they wanted to change their lives. But for most of you, you'll never spend the time or the money to go for a life-changing course. Why is that? Like whole life health coach. Why wouldn't you do that? Wouldn't you like to be your own whole life health coach? Wouldn't you like to just have everything stand in your power? You'll never do it. You know why? Because you're so used to, from generation after generation, you make other people responsible for telling you what your worth is. Oh yeah, but that's why you're not worth much. That's why you're not worth much. You're not worth much. I don't care how long you've been married. Oh, I've been married for 50 years. Well, that could be pretty bad. You know, how's it going? Well, you know, there was times, yes. You know, when Lori and I came together, there's no husband and wife. There's no man and woman. There's 2 spirit beings that are going to rock this world, baby. And when we hit something, and it could be like a little bump in the road, or it could be a mountain in front of us, we're giving them both the same attention, which is none. We're going to strategize. So understand something. They're going to come hard at us, okay? Everything. And when I said earlier, guys, war is never going to end on this planet. You are supposed to come into a war zone and rise above it. You are supposed to come into a war zone and not find peace, because if you're trying to find peace, that means you're at war. I'm not trying to find peace. I want alignment at every given moment. I'm alignment. So I don't give myself more than more than 15 seconds. I used to say 30. I don't give myself more than 15 seconds to have a tantrum. Most of you have given yourself 15 to 20 to 30 years. Most of you are actually miserable. Compared to what you could be, tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. You know what? Your spirit, I said, is indestructible and it's unlimited. So when you believe, okay, first of all, how many of you here are guilty of something? How many of you here are guilty of something? Every one of you. I'm not guilty of nothing. Wait a minute, Daryl, you've made mistakes, or you've broken the 10 commandments, or you've done nothing. No, I haven't. That's just all made up. Well, now people are going to, we curse you to hell for saying that, Daryl. I don't know if you get this. The Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, Bill Gates, you know what? They only get sick because they don't eat right. You know, all of you that believe in your high and mighty stuff, that they'll get theirs while they're down here by law, or they'll get theirs from God. Are you done yet? Are you done yet? You know, you get down on your knees and beg God, please. You go to church 20 times a week if you want. And guess what? If people are doing this, why are they sick? Why are they poverty? Because they have a poverty consciousness, because they have sick consciousness. You can't be poverty unless you have poverty mindset. You can't be sick unless you have a sick mindset. That's it. Now you got to take total responsibility, because there's no such thing as genetics. No genetics. Oh my God. Really? Oh, I thought I inherited. I was off the hook. I was going to get the universal $3,000 a month and never have to work again. Now I feel like I might have to do something. They're giving you the $3,000 universal thing so that you will opt out of life. Because they have figured it out, and robots will take over 40 to 60% of the jobs, and they don't need you around. So that $3,000 is not bearable to live on. Okay, they won't give you enough to actually live on. They'll give you enough just to drink yourself to death, or smoke yourself to death, or toke yourself to death, or do crimes so that they can punish you. Now, I'm going to tell you, we're not going to stay here all day with this stuff. I'm just trying to tell you, this is how I think. And guess what? You know, there's no war out there except one that was made up and created. And every one of you, you know what? If I catch you around me talking about religion or talking about government, you can do it as much as you want until the cows come home. But that has got to be one of the most nauseating things that you could ever do. Because now why? Not because I don't believe in your religion. I'm telling you that you are putting something outside of yourself in charge. Did you get that? I'm not telling you not to go and believe in your religion. And if it makes you feel totally off the hook, baby, off the hook. How many here believe they're a sinner? Don't put your hands up, because I won't be able to deal with all that stuff. I've never sinned in my life. You have a different religion than her. You have a different religion than her. You have a different religion than him. And you all have different beliefs and were raised differently by your family, where if you did something, you got spanked. If you did something, you got punched. If you did something, you went to your room. And if you did something, they didn't see it. So don't tell me your stuff. Don't tell me your stuff. Don't tell me your rules. Don't give me your rules. Don't give me your laws. There's only one law. That's unconditional love for yourself and everybody else. And guess what? If you go near someone, you can feel their vibration. And if their vibration is yucky, you leave them. You think I'm kidding? Yeah, but that's my husband, she says. And I'm saying, leave him, but you won't. You know why? Because you don't have any value. Or you'll leave him and you'll go find the same guy. And you know why? Because you didn't go, and you did not go and bring up your vibration and change your beliefs. And you know what? Most of you are, I got to tell you, once you wake up, most of you, it would be so easy to hog tie you. I said hog tie you, because we're just like the herd. You need to understand okay, first of all, Justin Trudeau is not in charge at all. So why are you angry at him? You're not in charge. He's just decided to be, first of all, he was a part-time drama actor, and he's a really bad one. So why would you get pissed off at him? You know, vibrationally, if Justin Trudeau wasn't just the type of guy he was, even if he was not leading this country, I would not hang around with him. I would want nothing to do with him. You know, I saw him when he was elected somewhere. It was in Canada. I think it was in Toronto or something. And it was at the CNE. And he was like so far away from me. And I could pick up his vibe. And I said, this is a low vibrating worm. And you know what? I'm not going to tell him that. I'm not out to no, you can feel people's vibration. When you're desperate for someone to save you, you will block things, won't you? I just want love. Yeah, but he beat you up. I don't care. I just want to, at least it's something. When we're desperate, we make bad decisions. I'm not desperate for nothing. Just know this, that you all have a certain disease or negative symptoms, okay? All for one reason, because you're unwilling, okay? Are you taping this?
Yeah.
Well, that's against the law. I'm kidding. Okay. There are no laws. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait, I'm already on the, uh-oh. Okay, so, do you get it? Do you understand? You know, guys, don't follow the rules of fools, okay? Don't follow all these laws, and most of the laws aren't even laws, and they're lying to you, okay? It's just like this, how most of you still go for your regular tests from the doctor. And you know, listen, I'm not diagnosing, I'm not telling you what to do, but guess what? You all go most of you go and go to the doctor still. It's okay, Charles. Anyways, so most of you still go to the doctor for your tests. You have only one test, unconditional love for yourselves. And everything that you do, you are picking the highest vibration of that. That's all. How many people here know, and I've said this a lot in the last few one-a-days, but how many people know that 1.4 volts in every cell? My God, what a battery. Every cell has 1.4 volts. You have 50,000 cells. So that means you have 700,000 volts running through your body. 700,000 volts. 700,000 volts. If you choose to have unconditional love for yourself, and those things that you cannot love, you never focus on. You are not out to fix things that are broken. Most of you women and men are looking for broken partners so you can be a hero. No, I'll take the one over there. No, I don't want the ones that are new. I want the one that's broken. Okay. All right. I want the one that's broken. Understand that. But understand this, if you don't mind your own business, what's coming? Holy crap. Just know this, that you will see hundreds of thousands, and I believe probably, you know, I'd say, watch if I'm right. In the next 3 years, 2 million people will move out of Canada if they can get out. Okay? 2 million to maybe 2 million to maybe 3 million will move out. Okay? All right? Just know this. It's going to be almost unlivable here. Okay? Unless you start creating your own gardening, if you create your own life somewhere, you've got to get out of the city. Okay? They're getting serious. Okay? Let me just say this. When you leave here today, can you just do one thing? If I love myself, if I believe that I was infinite and that I can create whatever I want to create, where would I live? Who would I live with? What would my life look like? What would I be eating? What would I be drinking? What would I be thinking? How would I be living? Do you really take a look at your day and itemize your day and take a look at what you do in your day and then tell me you're not a robot? So the only reason why you're getting replaced is because you bitch too much. So we're just going to bring in a robot that doesn't complain. They can do the same job. Remember something, if you find your authentic self and you find your passion and your purpose and you honor, love, and respect yourself, like it says on the Braveheart oath there, you're untouchable. So I know that I'm an infinite being. And, people will say to me on my thing, Dr. Wolf, we love you so much. And I just hope that you don't get killed. Oh, well, thanks. They could kill this body, but they're not going to ever be able to kill my spirit. And I will never come back here again as this Daryl thing, right? Because this is just a meat suit, guys. This is a meat suit. And just know that if you have a disease or you're in really bad shape right now, okay, just know that even though you focus on your meat suit, that's the problem, because you didn't focus on your spirit. If you focused on your spirit, you don't have to focus on your meat suit. All right? So, don't get me wrong, you'll probably say, yeah, it looks like it anyway. But I don't go working out at a gym. I just do my stretchings, and I just eat a high vibrational diet. And, I'll be 67 in 6 weeks. So, I'm just getting started, okay? And the reality is this, I'm just getting my groove, and my groove is, it's called the love groove. And it's about loving my life. And to love my life, I need to love everyone as much as I possibly can. And then there's people that aren't lovable, but I'll love them anyways from a distance, right? I've got family members that will never accept my type of love. I got family members that will never sell their story about disease or you wronged me, or, you never loved me. I mean, there's people in here that are singing that story all day long. Well, good luck with that one, because you've all been programmed. So here's the deal. We'll make it real quick, and then we're going to move on here. So I told you the subconscious was manipulated 250,000 years ago. And if you guys didn't notice it, it's all coming out now. But our ancestors were much more intelligent than we are. Okay, we could be there, but we've been poisoned so much. And also, look at what they're building right now. They're building these cardboard boxes, prison cells, and nobody sees it. Lori and I see it. There are prison cells everywhere. They're building these little apartments, and they're made out of crap, and they're made out of chemicals and glues and just everything bad for you, and everybody's taking it. Well, guess what? There's the harvest. Jesus. Refuse to live in those places. Yeah, but it's the only thing I can afford. Keep telling yourself that. Why did you give up your passion and your purpose? Why didn't you go for it? Because, Daryl, I was programmed from 0 to 7. But you already said that. I don't have any filters from 0 to 7. Everything that my parents believed in, I believed in. 70 to 90% of my beliefs, Daryl, are from my parents and from going to school. And every school is a government school. And that's why we're so dumb. I mean, you all went through school, you got out of school, you got out of high school, you got out of university, you even got out of being a medical doctor, and you didn't know how to love yourself, you didn't know how to care for yourself, you didn't know how to love or care for anyone else, you didn't know how to feed yourself. Nobody. That's why you're here at the lecture. If you knew that, you wouldn't be here. I'd be here playing with myself. And I like playing with myself, actually, and not that what you're thinking. I like playing with myself. Do you like playing with yourself? Do you like being with yourself? Do you know that you're breathing? Do you know that why can't you love yourself? Tell you right now. Two people in this room. Holy crap. How many are there? Like 60 people in this room. 2 people actually love themselves. The day that you no longer need your family to love you or care for you will be the day that you start loving for yourself. And that doesn't mean that you're not going to love them. Because whatever you are, you give. So don't tell me that you love your family. You don't love your family sincerely until you love yourself. God, I've got kids, okay, that trust me. I am what I am. And I've got kids that don't want to come near me because they don't like the vibe. They like what they're doing right now. Right? And I'm not judging it. Do you understand? It's not mine to fix. You know what? I'm going to go higher in my vibration every day, every moment, every second. I'm going to look for higher vibration. Believe it or not, people go, oh my God, how does he do it? He's here, he's there, he's lecturing, he's doing. Here, you want to listen to Australia? Okay, so anybody else would say no, right? Because, well, I'm 67. That's 3 years from 70. Oh, man. First of all, stop it. Get rid of the age. So I'm going to Australia. In Australia, I'm doing a whole island tour of Australia. All right. I'm doing 12 lectures in Australia, plus a course. And then the day I finish the course in Australia, okay, in Coffs Harbour, I fly out to New Zealand. I am doing, in 5 days, I'm traveling the whole island, and I'm doing 2 4-hour lectures every day in a different city. I'll be doing 10 cities in 5 days. Are you're gonna get a heart attack, You're gonna get a heart attack. Well, you gotta understand, I'm not gonna have a heart attack, not gonna have a fart attack, because guess what? I don't care what anybody thinks. If I cared what everybody thought, then I would rot. I care what I think. You're beautiful, Daryl. You got this. I got up this morning and I said to Lori, I said, wouldn't it be great if we could just sit here, just relax, put the soft BG music on, and just let our mind go. What were you thinking about? I don't know. Can't remember. Only because wouldn't it be nice? And I said, wow, I'm feeling tired today. You wouldn't know it. You wouldn't know it. I'm going to give you everything because I am everything. I'm going to feed into universal energy. I'm not going to vibrate down at meat level. Okay? Understand something right now, right? I'm 700,000 volts if I choose to decide to what? Vibrate at that level. Oh my God, did you hear what they said about me? That I'm a fraud snake oil salesman, Lori. What do I do? Sell more snake oil. Okay, so the subconscious, I just love this part. How many people know that the brain's not the brain? How many people know that you've been taught everything so that you've been stupefied? You've been stupefied. Okay? You know why you're stupefied? Because you got stupid beliefs. And everybody else has stupid beliefs, and that's why the majority of the population is not going to rise. Are they stupid? No. They are us. And this is why you don't give up on people, but you don't drive yourself into the ground for your husband or your wife or your children. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Family's everything. It's not everything. I'm everything. I'm everything. I can't give everything unless I'm everything. Family's everything. I am there for my family more than you are for yours. Because you get mad, then you get sad, and then you make up, and then you get mad, and you get sad, and then you make up, right? Stop it. How exhausting. I'm not going to get mad. And if I do, it'll be like this. And it'll be, okay, but I love you. I love you. I love you. And I'm only going to do that when you're coming into my space and you want to bring it down. Then I'm going to roar. That's it. That's the only time. I'm not going to bitch and complain like most people do. I almost said you guys. Ooh, yeah. But most people do, don't they? They bitch and complain all the time about all the same things. You never listen to me. You never listen to me. So guess what? You are creating a program so that they never listen to you. That they never listen to you. Did you get that? So anyways, the subconscious is 90% of the brain. And just know this, okay? I love this part. I thought I'd throw it in as a teaser, okay? All right. So how many people know that 60% of the brain, okay, is made out of myelin? And how many people know that myelin is actually cholesterol? And how many people know that if you take statins for cholesterol, you're actually killing your body and it has nothing to do with the cholesterol? How many people know that there is no bad cholesterol? Oh my God, you guys got sucker punched so bad. And people are listening, oh, he can't go around talking like that. What if people stop their statins? Well, they just would get well. So, oh, okay. So anyways, the brain is not the brain. The actual brain, we can talk about that if you want, is your cells, is the wall of your cells. So that's 50 trillion cells They are the brain. And you can believe it or not believe it. You've got your subconscious, you've got your conscious mind. A lot goes on. See, your brain is just a chemist, and for most of you, it's a mad scientist. It's a computer, but for most of you, it was programmed from 0 to 7. You've never changed a program. You never changed it. I'm telling you that 95 to 98% of you in this room have never changed one program since you were 0 to 7. And you say that you have your own personality. No, you don't. You have your mother and father's, or your grandparents too, and the main teachers that you focused on through high school. There's your personality. How do you like it? Sucks, doesn't it? Yeah. So the reality is that if you are unable to actually take a look at your own personality and open it up like a beautiful menu and start focusing on the things you want to eat. So you understand something? That all beliefs, say it, all beliefs are alive. Yeah, there's hardly anybody here. I get it. Okay. All right. Okay. Can't find your voice. I would, when you say something loud and proud, you own it. All beliefs are alive. Well, too bad you're not. Okay. So all beliefs are alive, and everything that's alive needs to be what? Fed. Fed. You are feeding your beliefs, and most of you have negative beliefs. Are you ready for this? The majority of the population's beliefs are 70 to 90% negative. And if it wasn't for your spirit, you wouldn't even be here. You're kicking the crap out of yourself 24/7. You worry too much. You worry too much. You worry about all the things and all the people you let down. Okay? And it's sucking the life right out of you, girl. Why can't you just love yourself? You know what? You run a program of so much suffering on yourself. I don't even know how you're going to walk out of this room. If you can't embrace loving yourself, you know what? This is going to, the next of these years are going to be misery, just misery. Well, they already are. You have some joyful times, but your life is sucking the life out of you. Correct, eh? Yeah, thank you. It's okay. If we were here for a few days, I'd get you all. Okay, so, but some of you don't want to be touched. Don't you dare come near me. And I already got it. Don't worry, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I only go where I'm allowed. Okay, this wonderful woman here, she wants to know why she's suffering so much. The rest of you are too addicted to it. You do know that the main program that everybody runs in here is I need to suffer this much and have this much pain every day or I'm not alive. How are you feeling? Oh, I got something right here. Okay, keep focusing on that. Okay, so here we go. So imagination, you hardly have any. Most of you have given it up because you were told to. You want to know something? When I was in school, this is a true story, and it was grade 3. And I was daydreaming. I can remember the day. The teacher came over to me and he grabbed my shirt and he ripped it. He actually ripped my shirt right off. Right? And he did. He ripped it not right off me, but he ripped it right open. That's how hard. This was in Kitchener, Ontario. And I doubt if he's alive still. But here's the deal. That was the day that I lost 80% of my imagination. Now, please don't get me wrong. Human beings have spirit. Human beings are beautiful, but they don't have beautiful beliefs. All teachers are robotic, and any teacher that you ever really loved was trying to break out of the shell. That's why you love their spirit, and they were always being shut down. Do you understand? You can't go work for a governmental school. Do you understand? Because with the government, like your government's not in charge. You do know that, right? There are governments in certain countries that will fight back, There's a parallel government that runs the government, and some countries will fight back. Trudeau's just a wimp. And you know what? And I would say that to anybody. I'd say, don't be such a wimp, right? But he didn't amount to much, seriously. He was a part-time drama teacher and he was always giving things. You can't be spoiled all your life. I was not spoiled at all. I work for everything I have. And he's wimping out. He won't fight back with nothing. He gets an agenda and he does it. So when you're getting angry at him, what are you doing? I'm not going to get angry at anybody. Just don't come into my house. Don't come into my space. Okay. Do whatever you want over there. And the world's always going to go like this. You have to understand something. You do know that 80 billion people could live on this planet and there'd be lots of room, lots of water, lots of everything. Yeah, and you guys, it's so easy to con a human being. That's a human doing. And I'm not putting you down. I'm trying to tell you to wake up and say, I'm more than this. I'm more than this. I'm more than this. I've got more than this. When you create a belief system in the subconscious, it's real. I'm no good at math. Nobody loves me. I can't lose weight. I can't make money. I'll never be rich. I'm just trying to pay my bills. You can't find good food. Do I look like I'm falling apart? You don't want to look for good food because you don't have the value yet. And you can't have the value in anything until you have valuable belief systems. This is what you need to get. So the subconscious only works like this, your imagination. Stop daydreaming. No, start daydreaming. Start daydreaming. When you go home tonight, you sit down and you write what's called a Braveheart Hero's Contract. And I want you, like I said earlier, to write down if you truly believe that you're a spirit, if you truly believe that you're infinite, if you truly believe you're indestructible. And guess what? Age has nothing to do with anything. Your metabolism should be just as good now as it is when you're a kid. Don't believe any of the BS that a medical doctor tells you because they're not health doctors. They're physicians and surgeons. They shouldn't be called doctors. Doctors are teachers. That's just my opinion. I'm not trying to create trouble. But I'm not putting up with it. You can put up with it. You can go have somebody's finger up your rectum. Don't I want to check it? Okay, spread your legs, girl. We're coming in. Open your mouth. There's only one disease, and that's called inflammation. And you wouldn't have inflammation if you didn't have infection on a physical and emotional level. And that's it. There are no diseases. For God's sakes, medical doctor, all you're taught is to dispense drugs, chemotherapy, radiation. And doctors get $3,000 to $4,000 on a chemo referral. That's it. And chemo is mustard gas, and it's been transformed. That's it. And only 3% of the population is alive after 5 years. That's it. And understand something. I'm going to tell you something right now. Through unconditional love, through high vibrational foods and nutraceuticals, okay, and loving oneself, guess what? It'll be the other way around. 97% of the people will still be alive in 5 years. How do you think people are when they go to the doctor and he goes, and he's not lying. Mr. Jones? Yes. Mr. Jones, I have some news for you. Okay? And it's always good, isn't it, when you go to the doctor? Okay, you have 6 weeks to live. What? Yeah. You know, I am God, and you have 6 weeks to live. So now, because guess what? The medical system is a religion. It's a bloody religion. Okay, and they're the high priests. And if they say something, they talk to God. You know, so Mr. Jones goes, oh my God, honey, 6 weeks to live, 6 weeks to live. And he's living with that 24/7, and he's telling his cells he's got 6 weeks to live. And guess what? Who is the captain of the ship? Who is the master of this body? Your thoughts, your beliefs. Hey guys, we're shutting down. We're shutting down. And he will die. He will die. 6 weeks, right on the minute. My God, those doctors are so smart. Oh my God. You know what? If I get cancer, I want to go to him because he's going to tell me how long I'm going to live. Are you with me yet? Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming. What do you want now? Mike, Mike, no, because everybody, what are we gonna do? Guys, tell me what we're gonna do. Speak louder. Yeah, go ahead, love. No, Mike, kiss it. Come right up. Move your chair right up to it. There. That's great. Get on in there and thump it. Oh, you gotta go closer. Okay, hold on. I need everybody to do this. Okay? Got to do this. I know how to work it. Oh, there we go. Okay, now get ready to hold 1 inch. Everybody 1 inch. Okay. All right. See, 1 inch does matter. Okay. All right, 1 inch. Okay. Hey, get up here. Get up here. You know what? We didn't even want to do the show without you. Give me a big hug. Come on. Oh. Thanks for coming. Okay. All right. Will you make sure that everybody behaves? Will you? Okay. You just walk around, and the people that are giving me a dirty look, okay, you take your finger in their belly button and go like that. All right, go ahead, sweetie.
Okay, as you were speaking, thoughts came to me, and you just.
Okay, everybody, I want you to do me a favor too. And I'm not, I commend you and I award you for coming up here. Okay, and I mean that. All right, that's bravery. When you come up, you can't pretend you're nervous, because that's what we do. If I pretend I'm nervous and I make a mistake, then they won't laugh at me. Do you see? Because they'll feel sorry for me. So, okay, all right. So don't be. Just come on.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, I just wanted to say and what you say, the truth, and that's what my heart always knows. Truth, and it just reminded me years ago. Wow, I've been told many times, oh, you're gonna die, you have this much, and you have this and that, explaining it. I don't know that. And I said, well, what do the tests say? What do the ultrasounds say, right? Oh, we don't do that. We don't show that. I said, I need to get another referral if you see someone else, right?
Yeah.
I have to do that myself. We found out.
Well, can I say something?
Yeah.
Lori and I always get 3 quotes. Okay.
Just like when you buy.
Well, we went to Mexico and we got 2 long-term leases on 2 properties. One is the DOD 5-star healing retreat. You know, it's a long-term lease that we're going to pay it off, and someday we hope to own it. And also another house. And so we had to put a lot of money into both of these. So, you know, we're invested into it. That's the only way we could get this thing. And the reality is this, everybody that came, okay, everybody that came, we got 3 quotes from everyone. But you won't get 3 quotes when it comes to your body. You won't get 3 quotes. You know what I mean? I don't get it. Go ahead, love.
So anyway, so I said, well, what do you do? Oh, I just take off the back. This was like 15 years ago.
Oh, they love doing that.
So I went out of the city.
Yeah.
Away from the medical community. And I saw another person. I said, can you come? Just see it. Do you know, they had me convinced that I got, you know, I had some kind for making burial, you know.
That's some what?
Like, you know, when you make plans when you're going to.
Oh, yeah, you had.
Yeah. This
You were making plans to leave the planet?
Well, because they had something inside me because I prayed. I didn't pray. And something said.
Oh, listen,
no.
I didn't say not to pray.
Yeah, no.
Praying is high vibrational, but guess what? Can I say something? Yeah.
And
guess what?
So,
Can we do something better than guidance? It's okay to ask for guidance because you'll get guidance, right? But how about this? Thanks for healing me, Almighty God. Thanks for healing me. And guess what? And guess what? It's teamwork that makes the dream work. So that means you have to smile. That means you have to connect to your breath, and you got to focus on everything that you love. And that's how you heal. Okay? All right? And you don't get down. Please, I know I don't deserve to heal. Okay. Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth, okay? And everything that they've ever taught us. Did you know that there's disease in our language? Did you know that everything in our language, like good morning? So what you're saying is that you got up and you're mourning for your families that have passed on. You know, funeral is fun because it's a joke. I'm just going to say this before you go any further. No, hold on. This is the truth. You don't know that there's an entity living on this planet that isn't human, that is feeding off of us, that all of these families that run this did a blood pact with them, and they use our energy. Let me just say this, and you don't go anywhere. You need to know this. And thank you for the lead in, okay? Because I was wondering how I was going to get in there. So understand something right now. 1.4 volts in every cell, 700,000 volts in a human being. And when I leave this planet, I'll have 1.4 volts in every cell. I'll have 700,000 volts in my body, and they will not be able to suck anything from me. A disease is where you have lowered your electricity level, and they have sucked it out of you. How many people here have seen Monsters, Inc., the cartoon? In Monsters, Inc., go home and watch it. And how they do it through fear, false evidence appearing real. They've never done it more in their life. Look at how you're so screwed up. You're upset, and then you take it out on yourself. You take it out on each other. No, I'm not coming to live with you. Listen, I'm telling you right now, everything, okay, marriage, okay, you're a mayor. And guess what? The bridal shower, I'm going to put the bridle in you, and I'm going to ride you, baby. And when I'm done, I'm going to put you in the barn. You need to understand something. We could spend a whole day if you want. And we'll talk about all the words that all you need to do is take a word and break it up. Their law with their God is that they have to tell us everything they're going to do, how they're going to poison us, how they're going to kill us. And then guess what? They are off the hook for everything. And guess what, guys? I believe it. And they are off the hook. So don't think that they're going to be taken to task in the court or by the almighty heaven. They'll get theirs when they die. Let me tell you something. The Rothschilds and Rockefellers live longer than you do because they don't eat the crap that they make. And understand something, recycle my ass, will you? I don't recycle anything because I don't have to, because I eat right, I live right. And those of you going and picking on children. No, Jimmy, that goes into this bin, not this bin. And meanwhile, it was the Rockefellers that took all the glass off the shelves and put plastic. And then when we go, I sometimes forget to take a bag, and then I got to buy a bag. And you know what? The reality is everything's plastic on the shelf, but they don't want to give you a plastic bag. We are morons. Jesus Christ, help us all. And I mean Jesus Christ, help us all. Because I do believe in the energy, the spirit of Jesus Christ. And here's where I'm going to burn on the cross forever. Christ did not come here to die for your sins. Christ came here to teach unconditional love. If you were to follow the path of Christ, you'd know he was a yogi, for God's sakes. Christianity didn't even exist. He taught unconditional love. And he was thrown on there because back then, think about it, he was teaching unconditional love. Stop it. Just stop it. You know what? My father was a born-again Christian pastor part-time, and he was a carpenter. Oh, my God, please help me. Anyways, so you can't make this stuff up. And every day he would tell me, you know what? Jesus died for your sins. Jesus died for your sins. And you know what I said to him? And when I was young, Jesus, I just got here. I just got here. And as I got older, I realized something. You know what? For the way my parents lived and the way they talked to each other, look at how I turned out. Let me tell you something. I rock. And Jesus did not die for my sins. Jesus died to try to tell you that unconditional love for everyone is how we win. But first and foremost, you. And you bring your vibration up, and then you shine that light. You don't give your love to someone. You shine the light of love on people. And understand, if you want to learn something, don't go to the light. Go in the darkness. You know why? Because they hide everything in the darkness that is good. Go to the light. Go to the light. Are you like crazy? That's what, you know what likes are? Light. Likes on Facebook, light. I'm not going to the light. I'm going to go into the darkness. And you know where that is? You think it's in you. And when you start to go inside you and you find that God spot in your heart, you will rock your world. Okay, all of you can get up right now and say, you know what? We don't like you. We don't like this lecture. And we're leaving. And I'd say, honey, let's go have a good day, a great day, baby. And I'm going to tell you something. What you think does not matter to me. What matters to me, you and you loving yourself. My message is hardly, it might be good for 1 out of 10,000 people. You got to be ready for this. This guy's a quack. They hung Jesus on the cross for it. And thank God that wood is really expensive right now. Do you understand? And you know what? I am not angry at anybody. Let all of the people think that, you know, that a medical doctor is a health doctor. Jesus, help us all. Everybody, when you get in trouble, pretend you need a lawyer. Do you know how many times people have said, I got to go get a lawyer because they're coming after me? And I go, I'm not getting a lawyer. I'm getting a lawyer. I'm getting a lawyer. Get a lawyer. I don't get lawyers, you know? When me and my children's mother, when we came apart, I mean, today she's still asking for it. And I'm going, I don't care. I don't need a divorce. I don't play in that game. Divorce, disease. I don't play in that game. I don't play in that game. You want it so bad, go get it. I'll sign it. Whatever. You know, listen to me. Okay? The wedding shouldn't have meant that much to you. That one day, I've lived for that one day. You know, here, how's this one? How about this one? To death do us part. Are you like out of your skull? Shit, I don't even know if I want to marry you. I'm crapping my doors now. I'm not going to say that. Or about this one? How about this one? For rich or poor. I'm always going to be rich on all levels. I don't care. The economy can do what it wants. I'm still going to be rich because why? When you find your passion and purpose and you are actually out there helping the world, really helping the world, instead of lowering your vibration and getting a job and going to work. I mean, who's happy about getting a job and going to work? Seriously, you work your ass off. Okay, I got to have fun at work. I got fired from every job. You can ask my brother. He's here. Every job I got fired from. Every job. Oh, yeah. And then what would people say? Oh, Jesus, you're a loser, Daryl. My parents, oh my God, you get fired from every job, you know? And then I realized that, thank God, because if I didn't get fired, I could still be there. In sickness and in health. You know what? I mean, Lori, in 10 years from now, you're going to have to wipe my butt. And I'm probably going to want a coffee enema. Okay? And the drool, don't leave it there too long. Do you understand? That was written by them. That was written by them, but you don't even think about it, do you? Think about it right now. You'd go back and say those words? You'd go say that? In sickness and in health? You would go say that? We don't need to be sick. You got sick thoughts to be sick. There's no reason to be sick on this planet. None of you need to be sick. Why don't you put me out of business? Why don't you do that? Do you know how? By loving and caring for yourself. Go clean out your cupboards and your fridge, okay? And stop running around with a frickin' 30-year-old tantrum, okay? And don't tell me you don't. You know what? If he loves you, then you love him. If he's having a bad day, must be my fault. Or guess what? You guys are psycho. 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 You know, when I see I'm getting on Lori's nerves, guess what? I tell a joke. I try to distract her. Is it working, honey? Oh, she's still smiling. Those drugs are working. Okay. Please come up. You didn't finish. Thank you for being patient with me. And understand something. But you need to be patient with yourselves before anyone else or anything else will help you, God. You have been taught to be impatient. If I try something once, twice, and I didn't do it, you stop. I will do something 10,000 times. And then I'll perfect it, and then guess what I'll do? I'll go find something else to screw up. And then I'll screw that up until I perfect it. Do you understand? When I started building the app, we gave money, $125,000, and I got ripped off. Now I could have said, that's it, I'm done. But then I went right back at it and said, I've got to go out there and I've got to make the money. We got to see this mission through. I don't think you know who I am, and I don't think you know who you are, but you are amazing. You are infinite. You are indestructible when you decide that you are a spirit. You stop focusing on the meat suit. But remember something, if you're focusing on your spirit, you'll focus on vibration, which means you will only bring in everything that's high vibrational. And don't tell me about God Almighty, because you don't even know what that is, and neither does anyone else. And it's not a man, and it's not a woman. Oh my God, sometimes I just want to. Anyways, so the reality is it's this energy field, okay? It's this energy field that created the universe, for God's sakes. You know, I believe in him so much. Oh, really? Really? That would be the guy with the beard that loves us 1 minute and doesn't love us the next, that needs to be on Prozac and have a straight jacket sometimes? Oh, yeah, right. Go ahead, love.
Forget it. I think I was just in a meeting, and I don't know what other people.
Speak a little closer, though. And clear. There, see the difference?
Yeah.
If you can't, I want you 1/4 of an inch away, or nobody can hear you.
And the thing is about bravery, that's kind of like, not bravery, courage, that's what I've been
Okay,
asking.
okay, can you do me a favor? Can you say this?
Mhm.
And if we say it this way, it's more powerful, but you can say crap or you can say SHIT.
I have courage.
No, I don't give a crap what anybody thinks anymore.
I don't give a crap about anybody thinks.
Because if you are just totally unconditionally loving, care for yourself, you are not hurting anyone, but you're going to upset them because that vibe makes them feel uneasy. Do you understand? Especially your family.
Oh,
Okay, they said, well, come on, weren't we the nipple?
so anyway, I'm back. I didn't get mad at the doctor. I didn't get mad at anybody. I wished them well, but
How can you get mad at the doctors that they were taught to do surgery,
exactly.
sell drugs, and chemo and radiation? Well, you know what? I'm so pissed off at my doctor for not helping me with my health. They're not health doctors.
They're looking, they get paid for their time.
I'm not downing them because, can I say this? If it wasn't for medical doctors right now, there would be so much suicide because so many people are in so much pain, emotionally and physically, that the drugs help to numb them out, okay? And maybe they might think straight someday. Do you understand? And that's the truth. And the surgery is important now because everybody's becoming beef jerky from the infection that leads to inflammation. Does everybody know that right from a pimple to a tumor, you can turn it around? Everything. There is nothing that is not able to turn around in the health world. Did you know that? Yeah, but well, come on. If you were in the pharmaceutical business, would you teach that nothing could be turned around? Yes. Come on, please. You know, don't blame them for wanting to make some money. Okay.
So what I wanted to say is, so the whole medical thing.
Whole medical.
I've been a nurse for years.
You've been what? You've been what?
I've had great doctors, but they were just people, like everybody, and everybody's trying to make a living. So that's how I.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm not trying to make a living. Let's make that really clear.
Okay, not.
Okay. No.
This is the excuse that I was giving, but the thing was, I just said, Tommy, I said, that's it.
Okay, first of all, let me say something. What are you doing there?
Well, I'm not doing there anymore.
I know, but they weren't harassing you.
No, what I said.
They have a protocol and they have to follow it or they'll lose their license. That's not harassment.
That's-
Hey, listen, I don't know, every time I go into that tiger's cage, it bites me.
that's
I thought it was a kitty.
So finally, I said, you know what? What came out of my mouth, I couldn't believe it, and stop on it. So, when it's my time to go, I want to go naturally.
Okay, first of all, I need to say something. Just even saying that, when it's my time to go, I'd like to go naturally, not with drugs. And you know what? First of all, I need to tell you something. You need to take a look at your conversation. It's not high vibrational.
No.
You know what? No, because now you're negotiating that.
No,
Listen, when I do go,
but this is how I got them off. That's how I got them off. And then after that,
you got them off your back because you told them you want to do it naturally.
no, I just said,
First of all, let me make this perfectly clear. 1 second, please. Did you just hear how they owned her body? And she just said, I gave some resistance. They don't own your body, but most of you believe that they own your body. And guess what? You know, stop. Please, just 1 second. Every day people call me up and go, what do I do? They're calling me up and they want me to come in. And I don't tell people not to go in. Go in if you want to go in. Don't go in if you don't want to go in. That's not me. I don't tell people to not get chemo, radiation, anything like that, or don't take your drugs. I don't say that. I say, go here and do some research. Okay. So the reality is people will call me up and you know what? The reality is this. Until you do your homework. You see that book out there? You might not believe this. 1 second. I'm not making a penny off that guide. I can show you. That guide, you go through that guide and you learn that guide, you wouldn't be talking like this. It's all in there. Go ahead.
So what I really wanted to say is, when I became aware that, you know, they're not looking after my house, and there's something inside that just isn't right. And so then I went my own. And I decided then, and then I also the right people came, and I ended up being talking to natural and do this and realize.
You are pretty medical. I found a pharmacist that was natural. There's no pharmacist that's natural.
No.
That's an oxymoron.
Yeah, okay. It wasn't medication though that she was pushing.
Understand?
And she got attacked too. Women. So there were a lot of people that I met.
Well, you can't be 1 second. You can't be a pharmacist and do natural. So just know that.
Well, she did that on the side.
Well, that's why she gets attacked.
Yeah, so the thing was, so when people want to do this right, it's like I belong to a group called Circle of Friends.
Okay, what we need to do is I need to know what you want or what you're trying to get to.
Okay, what I'm trying to, what I've been trying to get to for a long time, and I've been involved in it, but at times I've sort of become more like certificate of code, because I realized what happened. Doing code, I became on permits.
Okay, well, 1 second. Okay, 1 second.
And because of all those things that, you know, what you're saying, if
But
I said it, people think, you know, like they would, you know. And
1 second. You gotta stop. Love, you're not being clear. You're not being clear. So what you're doing is struggling. You know what she's saying? I'm struggling to find myself.
Especially when you have people around you.
No, you can't go there. You can't go there. You cannot. You are not, 1 second, you are not allowed to use other people as your excuse for not finding yourself. Stop it. Now, I'm going to tell you, no, 1 second. You lost your Braveheart. 1 second. This is obvious, isn't it? She can't get clear. You lost your Braveheart when you were younger. It's still not back yet. Hold on a second. Oh, for God's sakes, okay, first of all, stop. No, but the program's still running, sweetie. So let's stop. Can you give me a second?
Yeah, but can I tell you something? What I thought was, I came here as a child, and I didn't want to be here. And I don't know what to be on here. And,
Are you
But
talking about when you were a
I
child?
wanted to move out of Canada. It was a dangerous place to live. It's true.
Okay,
That really gets me.
one second.
Because I always thought, Canada's a beautiful country, but I felt so betrayed when I came.
Okay, 1 second. You can't tell your story
Okay.
because you can't. This,
It's not what I wanted to
no,
do.
1 second. Can you just,
Well,
okay, I'll just stop. I'll sit for an hour.
but no, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, you will.
Because I'm obligated.
Can you go over there for 1 second? I'm going to tell you something. Thank you. Not for going over there, but thank you for coming up because this is really important. Exactly what she just went through right now. First of all, trauma. Do you think that trauma stops with somebody like me? No, we're not talking about that. Just stop. Try not to keep doing this. First of all, guys, do not go back. Okay. Hey, honey, guess what? We're going to go dumpster diving. You know that meal that we threw in the garbage yesterday? We're going to eat that today. That's you. Please do not talk. You've got to I'm trying to give you a gift. If you don't want to, tell me no and I'll move on. Do you want me to keep talking? Make a decision, yes or no. You cannot speak now. And it's not because I'm trying to shut her down. I'm trying to shut her subconscious down. I want you to get with Vanessa because Vanessa won't stop her story either. You won't stop your story. Okay. Let me just say this. Can I say this, everyone? Every psychologist, every psychiatrist, almost, and every whole life coach is coming off a manual that we need to go look at our dramas and traumas because they made our personality. So we need to go back there and work on these things. Whoever you're going to is a psycho. And you need, you're not supposed to speak right now because then I don't have to say, please don't. Understand something. I will not work with a client or patient that will come in and live their story like this. They're allowed to tell their story one time without drama, without trauma, and they can tell it. Okay, yeah, I see how you got here. Now, guess what? You're never bringing that up again. We are going to rewrite a new story where you're a Braveheart hero and you live in the moment. And you are going to write a story. And that story is also where you're going to practice forgiving yourself for everything you were ever accused of. Because the people that have accused you will probably never forgive you. So who gives a damn? I need you to listen. You're getting a $500 consult right now. Now, and when I say this, I'm not upset with you. I need you to listen because you need to be free of yourself, of that story. So understand this. That story she tells herself every day, not consciously, but subconsciously, how the world has traumatized her, how everything is going wrong. I didn't tell you to move out of Canada. I'm trying to tell you if you're going to stay in any country, because the whole world's going to become like this. Okay, I just picked a country, Mexico, where I can have people come down and heal at our DOD 5-star, and they can do it for half the price. Is that okay? That's why I'm there. Also, I can eat organically without shopping for organics. They don't do herbicides or pesticides in Mexico. We don't have 5G. Do you understand? We don't have 5G. Do you understand? We don't have any of this stuff. We have 3G. We only have organic food, except the stuff that the United States tries to sneak in. And there's nobody hassling. We don't have problems with the mafia. Everybody, oh my God, the cartel. You know, nobody bothers us. It's like the most peaceful place in the world, but people believe different, so let them. Yeah, it just means more space for us. The reality is this, you create your day. You're the one that has you chained up and you caged. I'm telling you right now, I can't forgive my father. No, you don't need to, but don't keep thinking about him then. Don't think about how much you hate him. Don't think about how I don't hate the government. The government's not broken. They're doing their job. The medical system's not broken. They're doing their job. These are all belief systems. Oh my God, we got to fix the government. You got to fix yourself. There's a government within inside of a government that's running it, and it's run by an entity that lives off of everybody's voltage. That's why people are sick. And if they don't give you sick beliefs, then you don't give up your voltage. Am I going to give up my voltage? No! I will finish here today doing 7 to 8 hours lecture, and we're going out tonight. We're going to have a good time. Do you understand? I don't know. I think I'm going to go sit. I'm supposed to go sit in an egg, this healing egg. I'll have her come up and talk to you about it. She has a healing egg. I'm going to go sit in it. Maybe it'll be a rebirth. I don't know. But then tomorrow I fly to go do a professional training on how to pull fibroids and tumors apart with Wolf Non-Surgical. Now think about that. So understand something. We're bringing down the thunder. You can bring down the thunder. What's your passion? What's your purpose? Why don't you just mind your own business? Why don't you mind your own business and find your passion and your purpose and start standing in your power? But the biggest thing that you need to stand in your power to is your subconscious is totally programmed for weakness. And it's not your fault. You bought into the story. Listen, when you find somebody that's been traumatized, dramatized, well, first they're traumatized, then they dramatize it. You know, just like it's called shell shock, right? But they call it PTSD because it's got to be really nice. I got PTSD, I got PTSD. No, you got playing the same program over and over again, and you drive your friends, you drive your family crazy, and you're neurotic. Anybody that does this is neurotic. And am I calling her a name? No, she knows that she drives herself crazy. She can be with herself and she's going crazy.
Well, you didn't want it.
No, no, you can do it after the break. We will let you come up here and sit beside me, and then you're going to stick to the point because you don't stick to the point. You can't stick to the point until you love yourself enough that you're going to take a look at your true self. No. I'm telling you right now. Want to know a true story? Here's a true story. Pfizer gave $14 million to 10 people to write the new book that's used by the psychologists, the psychiatrists, and the mental health workers all throughout North America. So the book that you're getting from all of them was paid by Pfizer. $14 million to 10 people to write it. Are we done yet? And understand something. You don't talk to anybody like me. You go talk to people that play Inky Dinky Schnitzel House. You talk to people that have been government approved. I am not approved by anybody, okay, except the World Organization of Natural Medicine and a couple of other groups. But they don't have a chokehold on me. They can't tell me what to say. Do you understand? My God. You know, when the marketplace was on, okay, they actually called up the World Organization of Natural Medicine and said, you need to pull away his doctrine. And they didn't know what was going on. So they called me up and I said what was going on. They went, yeah, figures. Figures. Understand something. Just how you kept talking, try to find quiet. You have to go home and rewrite your story tonight. No, you need to rewrite your story. Everybody needs to rewrite your story. It's called the Braveheart Heroes Contract, and you stick to it. Everybody, listen to me. We're going to take a 10-minute break in a few minutes. You need to get this Braveheart Love Band. You understand? You have one? Yeah, you'll never use it. She will never use it. She'll never pull on it. You know what? Let's make a deal here. I'll give you a free consult. If I take a look at you, I'll give you a free consult. If I look at you today, and every time I look at you, you have your hand on it, and you're going like this. Does anybody know that if you took and just did this, and you did this, just sitting there like you're neurotic, psychotic, because this means what? Okay, this is a kiss, and I'm snapping myself back to the present moment. You're never in the present moment, girl. That's why you can't focus. I'm not picking on her. Most of us can't be there because when we're not sure of ourselves, when we have belief systems that are not our authentic self, we can't stand in our power. No. So understand something. You need to just get sure of yourself. And a lot of us will use this nervy thing, okay? Because if we make a mistake, nobody will laugh. Or guess what? Nobody's going to beat me up, right? So if you want to act like a victim, you're going to become a victim. All right? You start with a limp, then you go to a cane, then you go to a walker, then you go to a wheelchair. And guess what? That all happened psychology-wise first before biology-wise. Okay? Because the mind rules the body. Where the mind goes, the body follows. Everybody here, tell me what your symptoms are, and I'll tell you what your emotional dysfunction is. And that's it. That's it. That's how it runs. So you need to get it. You need to stop trying to tell everybody your painful story. What? No, just go. No, I'm not. No. We're talking to everybody. You need to stop telling people your painful story. You need to stop it. You need to start telling a new story. Yeah, but Daryl, you don't understand. This is what my life's like. Yeah, because that's the story you tell. I'm telling you that when my life was going to hell, I was telling a hell story. Okay, when I wasn't worth anything, okay, I was raised a born-again Christian. You know what? I'm going to tell you something. By the time I was 8 years old, I said this. I said, screw it. 8 years old. I said, screw it. I'm going to hell anyways. I'm going to have a good time. And then I just decided to raise hell. It didn't matter what was going on. I was going to hell anyways because I asked my father, I go, well, Dad, how do we get into heaven? He could never answer. He didn't even know. And I go, shit, that's no fair. So I'm not going to go. Then guess what? I'm going to have a good time. And the reality is my father was so full of fear. How would you like to be raised every day like this? I can't wait to be with Jesus. Well, thanks a lot. And understand, I don't have anything against Jesus, but I'll tell you, that's a real dysfunctional belief, isn't it? And he was told a fairy tale story. And understand something, stop it. I couldn't stop my father from doing this story. My father couldn't hug my brother and me. Marcel's here, he'll tell you. He couldn't hug us. He couldn't tell us he loved us until right near the end. So you got to stop your story. Remember something, everybody. Just get this. The story I tell myself is exactly what my life is. The story you tell yourself is exactly where you are. How do you like it? You are the storyteller. That's why they call it his story. And you know what? You're working off of his story. Most people are working off of his story. What about my story? My story is the only story that matters. I'm decided to make my own religion, and it's called unconditional love. And it's unconditional love for every one of my brothers and sisters. And that I am a spirit, and I am infinite, I am indestructible, and I am going to rock every day. And no matter what goes on in the world, I'm going to have a smile, and I am going to keep focusing on creating beautiful things, no matter if the world is going crazy. And that's it. Thank you. We'll take a 10-minute break.